So as a human, evolutionarily, your brain is wired to not want pain, right? Pretty simply, the main kind of needle mover and the reason that you take any action is to avoid pain, right? But there's kind of an issue there because the work that you need to do to move your agency forward, which is like stuff like, cold calling, posting content, taking sales calls, is going to be painful, right? You're going to feel pain, you're going to feel doubt, fear, all that stuff, pain when you're doing them and before doing them, right? So there's kind of an issue here because evolutionarily, the way that you think is that I want to avoid pain. But to do the needle moving work, you need to kind of stop that and actually start moving towards the pain, right? So what I'm gonna do in this video is show you the two things that you really need to do to kind of see it in a different way and see the pain as actually a good thing and start moving towards it, okay? And so if you don't know who I am, I'm Matt. I built an agency and now I'm building a coaching business, basically teaching people what I did with the agency and still do with the coaching business. And really the whole goal of what we do is we help early stage agency owners hit 10K per month. Okay? So back to this, I have two things here, and I guess it's almost three things. The first thing, which I didn't count, was you need to kind of define pain. Okay? So the way that I see it, and the way that you should start to see it, is that there's two types of pain. There's real pain and there's good pain. Okay? So a real pain is like, if I slapped you right now, then your cheek hurts, that's real pain, right? There's no growth that's gonna come from that, right? You're just kind of facing pain. Just like chopping off your finger isn't gonna make you get 10K per month. You're just gonna be in pain for no reason. And so obviously this is where the evolutionary thing comes in, right? It's like, obviously we're gonna avoid pain. Pain comes from like getting your limbs torn apart by a bear. So obviously we're gonna run away from the bear. That's very obvious, right? So in that sense, you should 100% obviously be pain avoidant. But there is a second type of pain, which is growth pain. And this is pain that you might feel like when you're in the gym, pushing hard. Maybe it's like the fear that you have before doing a first cold call. This is the fear that you have when you're waiting on a sales call and someone's like 2 minutes late and you're like, oh, should I cancel? Should I just like tell him that he took too long, he has to reschedule, I don't want to deal with this right now? That type of pain and that kind of mental pain, but also sometimes physical, like in the gym, is growth pain. And that pain is a good thing and it helps you towards your journey. So this second type of pain is the pain that we want to actually be kind of seeking. Right? Obviously, this first pain, getting your limbs torn apart by a polar bear, that's real pain. We don't want that, right? But actual growth pain that's good for you and helps you towards your success is the type of pain that you want, right? And so there's two things that you can do. First of all, the thing that you really need to do is rewire your brain. And so the best thing that you can do is have an understanding, which is what I've just given you, of these two types of different types of pain. Now, with that understanding, you can kind of now see the difference. And so when you're encountering the pain of fear on a sales call, fear on a cold call, or fear of posting content, doubt, or any of that type of pain, you can kind of categorize it as growth pain, right? And so if you can think objectively and think, okay, I'm feeling pain, but it's not the pain of like getting my arm chopped off. It's the mental pain I feel of doing something that's actually like important and something that I need to do. And so if you can think rationally in that moment, you can think, okay, this is good growth pain and it moves me towards my goals. So I should just kind of deal with the pain and do the work anyway, right? And when you can think like this, you can start to use pain as a compass. Because once you can clearly define that there's two very different types of pain, if you just look for this pain in your environment, you're going to find it in things like, as I said, cold calls, sales calls, posting content, like doing like scary stuff like that, right? And if you can kind of see this pain as a good thing, and this is the key here, use this pain as a compass, right? So maybe like this going this way is 100% pain, going this way is like 30% pain, going this way is 60%, going this way is 0%. You want to kind of use the pain as a compass and think, okay, where do I feel the most pain? Is it sitting in my bed scrolling? Is it, I don't know, going for a run? Or is it doing the 150 cold calls that I told myself I would do? It's probably the 150 cold calls. And so because I feel the most resistance, the most pain towards that, that's the thing I'm going to do, right? If you can kind of do that and make yourself kind of, like I said, rewire your brain and think, okay, wherever the pain is, and just obviously make sure that it's growth pain, not like actual hurting pain. Wherever that growth pain is, that's where I need to go, right? So for example, this kind of recording session that I'm doing right now, I could have, there was like two tasks that I kind of planned at the same time, and I hadn't like chosen which one I was going to do first. It was this, and it was writing content, like for LinkedIn, for school, for that type of thing, writing content. And so I thought, well, the recording is just harder work, right? And so it's going to be more painful, and I'm feeling more resistance towards doing it. I feel like I'm more kind of resistant to it, and if I was going to put one of them off, it would be the recording. So using that, then I thought, well, using pain as a compass, the thing that I have more pain towards is the recording. So the recording is the most important thing to do, so I'm going to do it first. And so I did. And then so after this, that's when I'm going to do the writing. Because that's like of the things in my day, that's the second most painful thing. That's the second most painful thing. Is like having the stressor on my brain to like think and kind of ideate and write a lot of words, right? But before that, I'm doing the recording because that's the most painful thing, right? If you can kind of rewire your brain, as Akim was saying, to see pain as a good thing and go towards it, then you're setting yourself up for success. So that's the first thing, is rewiring your brain. The second thing is a bit different. It's actually making pain feel good. And I don't mean that in like a weird way. I mean that in the way of Stockholm Syndrome and the familiarity bias, right? So the familiarity bias is very simple. It's just that you like what you're repeatedly exposed to. So this is why, like, you know, you see someone get kidnapped for like 3 years, and then after the 3 years, they fall in love with the kidnapper and they love them and they don't want them to, like, you know, they don't want them in jail. They want to be with them again, right? And so in the same way that someone who got kidnapped after like a long time and a lot of repeated exposure, they'll love the kidnapper. You can do the same thing with something like cold calls, right? If you did 250 cold calls a day, Monday to Saturday, for 6 months, then you're going to be familiar with that pain of doing the cold calls and that pain of like being on, like, you know, dial 125 and just like slowing it out for another 125 more, right? If you do that for a long time, you're going to start being familiar with it, and not doing it is going to feel bad. And so at that point, you've kind of cracked the code, and now doing the cold calls feels good, and doing the hard work feels good, right? So I'm at this point, and you probably will be soon, we're just like maybe not specifically cold calls, but just hard work in general, that if you're not doing something in your day that's moving the needle towards your goals, you start to feel painful, and you start to feel like, oh fuck, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. Like I need to be doing some hard work. I need to be challenging myself with something like, you know, the cold calls, maybe cold DMs, posting content like I'm doing right now. Not doing that, it's gonna feel bad for you, right? So you need to kind of use the first one, the rewiring your brain, to see pain as a good thing. For like just start with that, and then eventually those painful things are gonna turn into somewhat fun, right? Like right now, it's like I'm in that much pain recording videos. Obviously there was like kind of the pain of the waiting to do it, but now that I'm doing it, so it's not like it's painful, right? But that's because I have Stockholm Syndrome to record, because obviously the first video I ever recorded, I didn't want to do at all. But now I'm enjoying it. And the sole reason that I'm enjoying it is because of the familiarity bias, because I've been doing it a lot, right? So if you can use that, like after a while of doing maybe it's cold calls, sales calls, like posting content, whatever it is, after a while of doing it, you're going to be exposed to it so much that you enjoy doing it, and it's what's normal to you. Yeah. So those are the first two things. First one is rewiring your brain, and then second one is basically developing Stockholm Syndrome to that feeling of growth pain of doing the hard things. So if you have like this, obviously, you know, do all the YouTube shit, like, comment, subscribe, and if you are an early stage agency owner, meaning you're making between 0 and 5K per month, the first thing in the description is for you, and under that's for you as well. It's like a free community that we have for all agency owners. And one last thing, this video has been like maybe like 7-8 minutes. You're already in just by watching like a kind of like a non-hyper edited, like maybe 8-minute video that's educational. You're already in the top 1% of attention spans. The majority of people are doom scrolling on, like, you know, TikTok, Twitter, like YouTube, Instagram, whatever. You have chosen to not do that and watch like an educational video that's actually going to move you closer towards your success. Okay? So already, hats off to you for doing the right thing, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay? Bye bye.